So pay attention to oil prices. That's going to be an important play here, at least near term, particularly if this rhetoric with Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, ramps up. Keep watching oil prices. Maybe some decent opportunity there. So here's what you need to know before the bell this morning. The big news of the day right now, which is oil prices. Oil prices having a very sharp jump this morning as the Trump administration imposes new sanctions on Russia in terms of oil. So that's causing a nice big pop in oil prices. We've talked about the fact before that oil prices have been very, very oversold. Energy stocks have been lagging this year to a large degree, and it was just kind of a function of time till we start to see a bit of rotation in the markets, and we're certainly seeing that here over the last couple of days. Big jump in oil prices. We're triggering a very, very low MACD buy signal, so this may actually have some legs to it. Energy stocks are going to perform fairly well this morning. ExxonMobil's up 1.5% here at kind of pre-market. Those stocks now, interestingly enough, energy stocks have not performed as poorly as oil prices, which is one dichotomy that is certainly worth worrying about. And the question has been will energy stocks catch down with oil prices? Will oil prices catch up with energy stocks? Well, right now we're seeing energy prices starting to catch up with energy stocks. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. But again, this has been worth noting. Now, here's the important thing. This is going to go to a conversation Mike and I are having this morning about the dollar. The oil trades in dollars around the world. So if I'm buying oil, I'm buying it in dollars. So again, I've got to trade oil in dollars. And this is kind of one of the problematic cases of the whole debasement narrative. But we're starting to see a rotation back into U.S. assets, and particularly dollar-denominated ones. So pay attention to oil prices. That's going to be an important play here, at least near term, particularly if this rhetoric with Russia, between Russia and Ukraine, ramps up. Keep a watch on oil prices. Maybe some decent opportunity there. Let's talk about the market itself yesterday. So good news, bad news in the markets yesterday. So first of all, the market did sell off a bit yesterday, and that's okay. We're coming down, retesting the 20-day moving average. Now, the good news, I said it was good news, bad news. Here's the good news. Good news is market has had, after testing the 50-day moving average on that 2 Fridays, or Friday before last, we came down and we've now kind of stair-stepped back above the 20-day moving average. Yesterday, we came down, touched the 20-day moving average, rallied off of that yesterday, and kind of held support right there at the 20-day by the close. So again, that's the good news. The not so good news is that there's a rising bullish trend line that's running right along this bottom. Now, this bullish trend line has been intact really for the last several months. We broke that Friday before last, and now have failed after testing the bottom of that rising trend line yesterday. So again, we're kind of in a real key juncture here. The market's kind of struggling for air here. We need to keep this, the market needs to get back above that rising trend line from those lows to keep this bullish trend intact. If we fell here and then come down and retest and fell at the 50-day, we're gonna have a bigger correction in the markets. Now, I don't expect that to happen right now. The kind of the trend of the markets and kind of where we are suggests that we're going to try to kind of hold above this 20-day moving average. The markets are looking to kind of open flattish this morning. We'll see if we get some push through. But again, this is the kind of thing that we were talking about. But now, however, this is a bit of a dichotomy of what's happening in the markets right now. This is a function of, over the last couple of days, this kind of sloppiness in the market is a function of large cap stocks holding up the overall market. If we dig down just a smidge, momentum has actually been just crushed over the last few days in particular. But yesterday small caps were the worst performer that we saw yesterday, and over the last couple of weeks they've been some of the worst performers as well. So, but in particular, some of these momentum stocks. Stocks that have been the bigger chasers have had very, very big drawbacks over the last 2 days in particular. And we've warned about taking profits, rebalancing risk, particularly in those areas of the markets, because that's where when there's a rotation in the markets, that's where they get hit the hardest. So funds like the ARK Innovation Fund has been hit really, really hard the last couple of days, much harder than the overall market. So again, it's always about measuring and monitoring your risk in your portfolio. If you're chasing a lot of risk, be aware of big drawdowns when they occur, because they can occur very, very quickly, particularly when they're on leverage. All right, that's what you need to know before the bell this morning.